Greetings, veen fans, and welcome back to the Order of the Pawn. Where last we left our heroes in Chapter 9, they discovered ancient technology hidden beneath the tomb where marigolds grow. A time machine, the ability to use the ancient chronospheres to travel into the past. The only problem? One of the spheres is missing. In order to make the machine work, they will need to overpower the other spheres. And as we know, chronospheres are powered by living souls. I asked you to vote, and you all decided. Now, as we head into the second half of this first story arc, the Order of the Pawn will have to make their greatest sacrifice yet, for a chance to save the entire realm. Please enjoy. Deep beneath the surface of Veen, the Order of the Pawn contemplated one of the most difficult choices they would ever have to make. Without all 7 chronospheres, they would need another soul to activate the machine. Yeldarb, Sarai, Sir Alistair, Ilara, and Jameson all looked at each other with heavy eyes.
"I'll do it,"
Jameson said, his face stoic.
"No, I just need more time to see if I can redistribute the power,"
Sir Alistair said. Jameson closed the distance between him and Sir Alistair. His scaled hands gripped the collar of the Venomancer's armor as he pushed him against the wall.
"We don't have that kind of time, and you know it!"
Jameson snarled.
"There's nothing I'd like more than to settle our score, Venomancer, but even I know this is more important."
"Then why volunteer? Would it not be better to see the one who killed your friend sacrificed instead?"
Sir Alistair asked. Jameson shook his head.
"I would rather have peace than revenge, Sir Alistair. I think you, of all people, can understand that."
Jameson let go of Sir Alistair and climbed the steps onto the crystal plate that sat in the center of the complex machine. The chronospheres mounted all around him hummed with otherworldly energies. Sir Alistair approached the console at the base of the steps. He tried desperately to hide the tears that were welling up in his eyes.
"Jameson,"
Yeldarb said. Jameson looked over to the Talion battle mage. His reptilian eyes were full of fear.
"We will make sure your sacrifice is not in vain. I promise,"
Yeldarb said. Jameson cracked a smile.
"You'd better, or by the Titans I'll find a way to haunt you for the rest of your days."
A sob escaped Ilara's lips. She buried her face in her hands and cried.
"Dry your tears, girl. This is what I want,"
Jameson said. Sir Alistair tapped a few buttons on the console. The wires running toward the machine all lit up with a brilliant blue light.
"Go in peace, Jameson,"
Sarai said.
"Everyone, stand back!"
Sir Alistair shouted. The electric hum reached a crescendo as Jameson turned his eyes up toward the chronosphere surrounding him. He closed his eyes and smiled. In those final moments, he swore he could feel the sea breeze on his skin. Bolts of blue lightning shot out from each of the chronospheres. In the blink of an eye, they turned Jameson Netherwave to ash. The dread pirate of Veen was no more. As the light faded, the machine's hum filled the silence.
"It's ready. I can only send 2 back. If these readings are correct, you'll be heading to the end of the Gilded Epoch. It's already been programmed to go there. I cannot change it,"
Sir Alistair said, still wiping tears from his eyes. A loud impact shook the ground. Dust fell in streams from the ceiling.
"We need to do this now. The others will have to head back up to the surface to continue the fight. Who is going?"
Sir Alistair asked.
"Yeldarb knows everything there is to know about Deveen's history, and I am the wielder of the Chronoscepter. It should be us,"
Sarai said. Yeldarb's eyes went wide.
"But what about Asara? What about your children, Sarai?"
Yeldarb asked. Sarai turned to Yeldarb.
"I don't trust anyone else to save them. Do you?"
Yeldarb nodded. "A fair point. All right, I'll go." Sir Alistair pressed several more buttons and flipped switches across the console.
"Both of you, On the crystal plate! Now! He shouted. Yeldarb and Sarai stepped onto the plate. Sarai laid her hand on the chronoscepter. Its warmth was familiar beneath her hand. We believe in you, Yeldarb and Sarai. Stop the rot. Save Deveen. You're our only hope, Sir Alistair said. Before Yeldarb and Sarai could reply, a brilliant blue light filled the room. They both shielded their eyes as they felt time and space twist all around them. When Yeldarb and Sarai opened their eyes once more, they were standing in the same place they had left, but it was clear everything had changed. The room looked new. Not a speck of dust surrounded them. The ancient tomes that lined the walls were fresh and vibrant. Some of them were laid out on tables. The ink upon their pages looked fresh. Yeldarb looked over to Sarai as she wrenched the chronosphere from the slot in the plate beneath their feet. Its light faded as she slid it into the holster on her back. By the Titans! I think it worked! Yeldarb shouted. A door opened across the room. A human scholar stepped inside. Their eyes went wide. Who are you? They asked, their voice laced with panic. Sarai and Yeldarb both exchanged a quick glance. The scholar approached them. Is that the chronoscepter? It cannot be. The fear in their voice was quickly replaced with reverence. I don't understand. It's supposed to be in Avondale Forest. Sarai held out the wooden staff, the chronosphere at its peak held in place by tiny branches that embraced it like veins.
Would you like to hold it? She asked.
The scholar nodded, but as they reached out to take it, Sarai swung the staff around and slammed the metal sphere into the scholar's head. A metallic thud sent their eyes rolling back into their head. They collapsed onto the floor. Well, that's one way to handle it, Yeldarb said.
He'll be fine. We need to get out of here before anyone else spots us,
Sarai said, walking toward the exit. Yeldarb held up his hand. Sarai, wait! She spun around.
What is it?
If this is indeed the Gilded Epoch, then we have to be smart about how we present ourselves. We need to blend in. Sarai wasn't following.
What do you mean?
Yeldarb sighed. Well, for starters, the elves rarely left Avondale Forest during this time period. And not only that, the Talion were... He paused, then quickly regained his train of thought. Doesn't matter. We need a good cover story so we don't stand out. Yeldarb crouched down and untied the rope around the waist of the unconscious scholar. He stood up, holding the rope out to Sarai. Could you take this rope for a moment? I'm going to take off my clothes, and then I need you to tie me up, Yeldarb said. Sarai's face went red. She rarely struggled with her words, but Yeldarb's request caught her off guard.
Yeldarb, I'm flattered, but this is hardly the time.
Yeldarb raised an eyebrow. What are you talking about? The Talion were enslaved by the Magiri at this time. I'm going to pose as an escaped slave. You will be the elven bounty hunter who caught me. Sarai let out a nervous laugh.
Right. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeldarb's face was still painted with bewilderment. What did you think I meant? Sarai shook her head.
Nothing. It's nothing. That's a good plan.
Yeldarb stripped down to his undergarments. He held out his hands and Sarai tied a knot around them.
I'm sorry. I know this can't be easy for you,
she said. Yeldarb nodded. I'm trying not to think about it. Let's just get out of here. The two made their way up the stairs. They found a lever inside the tomb's entrance. As the stone doorway slid open, the sound of music and fanfare filled the air. They emerged into a field of marigold flowers. In the distance, the night sky above Giant's Bane was lit with bursts of colored explosions. A great procession filled the road leading toward the city's gates. Thousands of humans, elves, dwarves, Magiri, Talion, and all other races of the realm walked beside one another. A celebration, to be sure, but neither Yeldarb nor Sarai had ever seen a gathering like it in their time.
What is this?
Sarai asked. Yeldarb's jaw dropped. Sarai, this is the Celestial Feast!
Yeldarb, my knowledge of Deveen's history is sparse at best. You'll need to be more specific.
Right, yes, of course. The Celestial Feast was one of the largest celebrations Deveen had ever seen. A banquet of mythic proportions prepared for the Eluthian Titans. It was meant to be a final farewell before they departed the realm forever. No one knew it would be the last time anyone would see them alive. Sarai slowly began to put the pieces together.
Then that means...
Her eyes wandered up to the night sky.
She searched it for the shattered moon she had looked upon every night for her entire life. When she spotted it, Sarai's breath hitched in her lungs. It wasn't shattered. It was whole.